Welcome back to our YouTube channel, guys. My name is Ardil and today's video is another behind the sound update on the absolutely amazing Lamborghini Aventador S, the Batman spec Lambo that we've got a full custom sound system going into. Today's video we're focusing on fabrication of the front tub area, but also amplification and processing power that we've got going into the car. But before we get on to today's video, make sure you guys at home have subscribed to our YouTube channel because we've got a massive competition live on our channel at the moment. We're giving away a brand new PlayStation 5 as well as an Audison Prima amplifier. All the details are in the description below. However, let's get on with today's video. To start off then with the fabrication side of things, we're starting off by this panel here. This panel is actually being completely designed and manufactured in-house. It's actually in the shape that it is to actually allow for the factory roof to sit into this front tub here. The latching points on these Aventadors sit in two stages. One side of the roof sits in first, then the other side, and the roof is all still fully mountable in factory positions using the way, and because of the design of this, however, we've got a massive amount of amplification in here. The way this is actually being designed on this occasion is slightly different to ones we've done before. We've got going to be a perspex panel going to be sitting in here, and what that actually is going to be able to see inside is the Audison Voce amplifier. So it's a 5.1K Audison Voce amp that will be visible directly through here. Then we've got something a little bit special going into here, which you'll see in our final video. So make sure you subscribe because there's going to be some awesome content. You'll be able to see exactly what we're doing on this top piece. But that basically sits into here, covering the amp, protecting it, as well as the fact the processor is hidden behind there as well. But this is built out of MDF, fiberglass, and a load of custom fabrication work to get it to look how it does. In terms of the design, how did we actually come up with something like this? The actual design is based on the actual vehicle. So we take elements from the vehicle. So if you look at the design that we've got here with this point here, that actually mirrors the actual Lamborghini above the Lamborghini badge on the outside of the car. It mirrors it pretty much perfectly. And we take samples of areas of the car and try to integrate that into the actual build itself. It makes it blend in, makes it look a little bit more OEM, and it still looks absolutely fantastic. So now we're going to move on, start talking about the amplification. The amplification that we're actually using is something called an Audison Voce 5.1K. So it's a 5-channel amplifier, phenomenal bit of kit. That's actually a showpiece amplifier. The amplifier has 5 channels. So what we're running inside the vehicle is what's called a fully active sound system. Channels 1 and 2, they're running the tweeters, which are Audison Thesis. Then channels 3 and 4 are running Audison Thesis 6.5-inch sax woofers inside the doors, hidden away in a stock location. Then the 5th channel is providing a hell of a lot of power to that Hertz Mille Legend 8-inch sub, providing Batman with a load more bass. That amplifier is all going to be set up and tailor-made to this system. That actually isn't the brain of the system. So these amplifiers are kind of dumb products because they only amplify what you put into them. Yes, they'll be louder, yes, they'll be better, but they don't really correct any issues that are coming outputting from the factory system. And that's where a processor comes into the system. So we're running off a factory radio in this vehicle, and the customer is going to be using Bluetooth streaming, however he wants to play music, how he did before, nothing changes there. And what we've actually added in is a processor. The processor is something called an Audison Bit Nove. What it actually does is corrects the signals. The signals are taken from the factory radio, inputs that into the actual processor itself. From the processor, then that sends out and corrected all the signal, then directly into the amplification side, and the amplifier sends out that nice new signal directly to the new components to perform and make the system sound absolutely fantastic. Processors are used in a lot of our installs, as you would have seen in previous behind the sound episodes. You would have seen loads of processors used, different products used, like in the Hurricane that we just performed install on. We actually used an Audison Bit Virtuoso. So there's all sorts of different tiers of processors which will give us different filters, different effects that we can actually make the sound better in the vehicle. Obviously, every system is fully customizable. During the audio consultation, we go through everything, but on these Aventadors, there are some packages live on our website which you can go check out. We're pricing on there, so if you are interested in owning one of these cars, looking for an install, you guys know exactly what to do. So in terms of actually future-proofing the install for anyone working on the car later on, whether that's Lamborghini or anyone else having an upgrade done on the vehicle, we've got to be thinking a little bit more further forward than just what we're doing, and that's exactly what we do here. In terms of the actual tub, you'll note that if you own one of these vehicles or ever looked at one of these vehicles properly, you actually have to remove this tub to access the battery, all your suspension, and loads of other electronic components and mechanical parts behind here. So it's going to need to come out at some point in the vehicle's life. 5. We've thought about that. So as you can see, the tub is actually out right now, and we've actually got all of our cables into the actual tub itself. So the tub is fully removable without having to disconnect any of our amplification system. It's completely integrated into the vehicle. So we've got slack here, which basically is in braided cabling for the power looms, but also all the speaker cables directly running from battery and from the factory radio directly to the processor and amplification system, and then directly back out. As signals basically come from your factory radio, they run through alongside manufacturer wiring, they go through into the processor. Processor then has RCA cables directly over to the actual Audison Voce 5.1K amplifier. Then we've got to take speaker signals back out directly to the new speakers. Obviously, we don't want to be using the factory cabling because of the quality of it. We want to be putting in new connections grade wiring to maximize the performance of each individual component. So new cable run has to run back, all the way back into the vehicle, again alongside manufacturer wiring, inside braided cabling, all neatly tucked away, cable tied and discreetly installed all the way through the vehicle, going out to the new speakers. And this is a very important part on a system. As good as the front panel looks, as good as the system may sound, it's important that behind the scenes everything is done to the highest possible standards, as also thinking a bit further forward that when someone has to work on the vehicle later on, there'll be labels in here exactly how to do this, but also it's very, very important that everything is done safely. And also it all makes a difference to actual sound in the vehicle too. When you're using high quality cabling, you're not cheaping out there. It's very, very important that we're using connections grade cabling, which is our go-to solution for cabling on vehicles, on any vehicle and any install that we do. So we're all wrapped up here on today's Behind the Sound video. Hopefully you guys at home have enjoyed it. If you guys at home want to see anything else in these series, make sure you drop us a line in the comments below, and we'll always try to strive to improve all of our videos. There is going to be a tuning video next up, so make sure you subscribe to the channel, and then after that we'll be showcasing the whole install as a full reveal. So thank you very much for watching, guys. We look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you very much for watching.
Goodbye.